Shalom, our dear friends, and welcome to Parashat Toledot. Let's review, see how Torah gets us to this parasha. The book of Parashat begins with Adam and Chava having two sons. And this entire world is not big enough for two brothers, and one kills the other. Then the story goes on till what we read last week, that Ishmael and Isaac were born in the house of Abraham. And you would think two brothers having such an amazing father, so much wealth, so much spirituality, everything you want. So why would the children fight together? And if the fighting gets so bad that Abraham has to kick out Ishmael from his house. Then we come to this week parasha. It seems like none of the problems of the past are going to be here. Rivka, the only wife, the only mother, is going to have two kids. And not only from two different pregnancies, with one pregnancy. So they're twins. So you would think that Torah is talking for us about a utopian society where brothers will not be fighting anymore. Instead, they will be harmonious. They will be united to make this world the Gan Eden again. But we're going to see the rivalry still going to be between the two brothers. So what we wanted to look at it today, see what is the source of problems and what does it say about you and I? What are these problems are inside in us, the poison that we can get out of us and build the true utopian society that Torah talks about, the Gan Eden. So let's begin by saying how Torah introduces Esau. Esau is a hunter. What's wrong with hunter? Hunter is the one who puts a trap to catch an animal. What's a trap? Trap is something which is nice and good, but the animal falls into that, which is not good for the animal who falls in the trap. And this is, by the way, the reason that in Beit HaMikdash we cannot have any animal which is in the field is because of that. We could have only domesticated animals. The animals that they don't run away, we can go catch them. So there's no need to put a trap for them. And this is why we cannot bring an animal which was trapped, because it's based on a falsehood. You show something which is not the truth. The truth is that it's not nice. It's a trap. It's something bad. And what's the source of it? What is Torah trying to say about Esau? Esau is somehow not happy with himself. Therefore, he shows something to say, look how beautiful I am, but inside of him is another story. So the first question is for you and I to be truthful to ourselves and see which aspect of us is it that we don't feel comfortable with, and come in peace with that. Either resolve it and let it go away, or accept it without a shame, so that we can live in peace and harmony. So that's the first point. The second point is that everything begins to fall apart on the day that Abraham passes away. On that day, imagine that you're Esau. You had a great grandfather, so loving. So how do you feel when you lose that? And then imagine you're Yaakov, how do you feel? For Yaakov, he goes makes a soup, a lentil soup. And lentil is also very important because lentil is circle, and he brings that to his father to say, Father, don't worry, because everything is rounded. It's a gilgul. Gilgul means rounded, it also means reincarnation. That what goes around is not gone around. It will come back. That's a message that Yaakov brings to his father. And what does Esau do? He says, this life has no purpose and meaning. If Abraham dies, then nothing is good. And so Midrash talks about 5 horrible things that he does on that day to rebel against God and against life. And then when he comes home and he sees that Yaakov has made the soup, he says, give me some of that red stuff. Red stuff. What kind of talk is this? Could you say, can I have some of your soup, please? But for him, for Esau, he only sees the external. He only sees the color, which is the most external aspect of anything. And then Yaakov sees that this man is not going to be the legacy of Judaism because he is not into life and understanding life in the depth. And the way Yaakov proves that this man has no regard for his heritage is that Yaakov says to Esau, sell me your Bechura, your firstborn, which makes you the leader, for a cup of soup. If Yaakov would have offered enormous amount of money, then it would have showed that somehow Esau had a choice to make. Esau had no choice for lentil soup. You give your leadership, and he sold it. And it shows that he had no regard for his responsibility in life. And then after that, Torah says something that nowhere in entire Torah is said. And that says that Esau ate, drank, got up, and left. 4 verbs together. And nowhere in Torah 4 verbs come together. What it wants Torah trying to say is that he was only about doing and not being. He did not enjoy the food. He did not say any blessing over it. It was nothing except just eating that without being, enjoying, appreciating the food. And then the Torah ends this week with great blessing that Yitzchak gives to Yaakov. And so what's the message? How we take this home? And there is no coincidence in Torah. So it happens on a week of appreciation, Thanksgiving. And really this is the message. This week should be called the week of Thanksgiving. And we learn great thing from Torah is that if there was Thanksgiving, one brother would have not killed the other brother because he would have been thankful that he has such a brother as opposed to killing him. And then in the house of Abraham, if the 2 brothers, Ishmael and Yitzchak, lived together, appreciate their father, their mothers, and appreciate having a brother, then they would have stayed together and created a utopian society. And then same thing happens in here. The 2 brothers are born, as opposed to appreciating and being thankful for having each other, they fight. And then we know that Esau becomes the leader. The beginning of the Western culture, just like Ishmael, is the beginning of the Islamic war. And we know that how much the Jews have suffered through both these 2 nations. And it all happens because the 2 brothers did not appreciate each other. And at one point we see that Esau gets the point, why did I sell my Bechura, my leadership, for a soup of lentil? And he wants to go get the blessing, but he doesn't come to say, my dear brother Yaakov, I was the Bechor, but I didn't share with you. You have the Bechura, share with me. Let's together build a great society together. So I want to say that every religion has a name that says its purpose. Like Christianity is all about Christ, one man who's the center of the religion, and the name is made after that man. Islam is taslim, come from the word taslim, to given up, and given up to God, which God's life is velayat faqih, is that you become subservient to the religious people and that let them run your lives. And Judaism, Yehudiyat, what is Yehudiyat? The Judaism is hoda, to appreciate. And really, are you and I truly Yehudi? Are we appreciating all the blessing that God has given us, all the people around us? That's a question that you and I need to answer. And I want to end it with one great story from Elie Wiesel. And he says that the boy is born and he asks his mom, what is the truth? Truth is a beautiful woman, says the mom. As he grows, he constantly asks that question from his mom and constantly get the same answer. Till the day comes that he graduates and is going to college. And just before he leaves, he tells his mom, tell me, what is the truth? The truth is a beautiful woman, my son, says the mom. And he goes away for 2 years and come back. He's confused and he's so sad. The mom says, what is wrong, my son? He says, Mom, I found the truth. Okay, what is the truth? The mom asks. And he says, the truth is an ugly woman. What should I do, Mom? What should I do? And the mom says, lie, my son, lie. It's a great story by Elie Wiesel. It says, the mother here is our nature. Through our nurture, we come to believe one ideology to be true. And then we go on, and there will be a day that we come to see what the truth is, that the truth might not be what we thought. So what do we do with it? And then same nurturing who has brought us to this point says lie, and believe that the lie is the truth. And this is what Einstein says, that you cannot solve a problem with the same mindset that created the problem. So my dear friends, Esau had a number of opportunities that he could have made it up. Yaakov had opportunity to bring up Esau. They both failed. And they were not able to build a great society for us. It's up to you and I to create oneness, love, and joy, and create unity of God in this amazing world that He has created. Shabbat Shalom.